Hello and welcome to English 316 Analyzing Style. I'm Dr. Tirrell and I'll be your instructor this semester. And the purpose of this video is just to give you an introduction to the course website, which contains information about policies and assignments and due dates and that kind of thing. We do use this website quite a bit, so you do really want to familiarize yourself with it. The easiest way to get to this website, if you go to the course Blackboard page, you'll notice we don't really use Blackboard in here for anything other than grade stuff, testing and grades, that kind of thing. Currently, there's a notice that directs you to the course website, and then also the books you need to get, which you need to obtain immediately. Performing Prose, the Study and Practice of Style and Composition by Holcomb and Killingsworth, and Sin and Syntax, How to Craft Wickedly Effective Prose by Constance Hale. You can get those through the bookstore or online, or you can rent them or whatever. But the link to the website is here. And as I say, this is the website. We only use Blackboard for grades and other grading-related purposes. So this is the home page. It collects updates. You can see there's a welcome message here telling you to familiarize yourself with the course website. So anything that you need to know, any new updates or whatever, will be on this home page. You'll see there's also consistent web page features like this sidebar over here with information about where and when the course meets. For us, that's Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11 to 12:15 and Morton 204. There's also information here about me and my office hours, so my email address. My office is downstairs in Morton 161. I have office hours after this class and then also on Wednesdays from 2 to 3. And then you can always email me or set up an appointment if those times don't work. You'll also notice there are some pages up here, the syllabus, the assignments, the calendar, and then grades tab, which actually just takes you back here. Eventually, it's just going to go directly to the grades. This notice only really stays up here until the course starts, well, a little bit into, the semester. So that's the gist of the interface here. The syllabus, we're not going to go over that right now. You should go over this. It's obviously where the course policies are. You do want to go over that to familiarize yourself with things like grading and attendance and all that sort of thing. You will be signing a course contract indicating that you familiarized yourself with these policies. Everyone needs to submit that in order to remain in the course, so you do want to go over these. The syllabus, generally, you're only going to be consulting that, here at the beginning and then periodically, but it's not like you're going to be returning to the syllabus frequently, I wouldn't think. Some of these other sections you're going to be using on a much more day-to-day basis. The assignments section here, it's got a link to the course assignments. You'll see in the syllabus that there's sort of 4 main components, and we work on a point system here. So quizzes, we have those just about every meeting, and those are over reading material, which come from the 2 course textbooks. They're basically short multiple choice quizzes. There'll be 26 of them, but you can drop your lowest. Practical exercises are in-class things we'll be doing in order to apply course reading material, use it practically, hence the name, I guess. So that's what's going on with those. Those are just essentially a point each, and we'll do those basically every meeting, and that's application of concepts, that kind of thing. We have 2 main course projects. We're not going to go over these right now, but we will on the first day. The author analysis and presentation, where you'll be, the sequence of that actually goes the other direction, probably, although you can turn in your analysis really at any point. They're due by October the 31st, but you can actually turn them in before that. And you'll be scheduled to do a presentation at some point, either in September or October. The presentations aren't intended to be cumulative or finalized. They don't, present your final analysis. You use them as a means to research an author's style. And then eventually you'll be making a formal analysis of that author's style But the presentation isn't, here's my finished work. It's a thing you do in order to do the research itself. So that's one main project, and that is essentially all components are due by the end of October, but your presentation will be scheduled sometime in September or October, and you can submit your final analysis at any point before the 31st of October. There's more information here on this section, and we will go over this on the first day of class. What is that for us? The 17th? Yeah, 17th. It's a Thursday. The other main project is the style portfolio. That's where you'll be revising your own work, either to correct stylistic issues or to shift the style to a different audience, context, or purpose. That's something we'll talk about in this course. Style isn't necessarily just a question of, correct or incorrect. Is the grammar right or wrong? Grammar is itself situational, right? I mean, what we call good grammar really is appealing to a specific kind of grammar that's useful in particular situations. But, of course, there is no objective good grammar. We realize this implicitly. The grammar that fits for an academic paper does not fit for a conversation or a text to your friend or a poem or whatever. Those have different grammars. When we say good grammar, we generally mean what's called edited American English, but that in and of itself is not the magic grammar. It's just one that fits formal situations. We'll talk about that. I mean, that's the point of this class, is to talk about precisely that. The takeaway is you're going to be doing a portfolio of your own work where you will be selecting other material, either academic or not. You can use this to make stylistic revisions on work you're doing for other classes. It's perfectly fine. And then you'll select 4 works. You'll improve in terms of the style, making stylistic corrections. And as I said, corrections only make sense if you're conforming to a known style. You'll be doing that for 2 of the works, and then for the other 2, you'll be shifting from one style to the other. And you do that by changing the rhetorical situation. These are things we'll talk about throughout the semester. Go ahead and read through all of those before we have our first class meeting. So the home syllabus assignments, you'll probably be consulting those periodically. The calendar, you'll be looking at that all the time. I mean, it kind of outlines what we're going to be doing on a day-to-day basis. For this course, as you can see, this calendar will get more detail. It's not going to change, so to speak. But, well, under normal circumstances, it won't. If something strange pops up, like, school gets canceled, which does happen, it could be a strange weather event or something like that. Then we could have some changes here, and it does, state that could happen. But probably this is the schedule that we're going to have. It'll get some more detail up there. As we know, presentation schedules, that's going to get filled in. If there are detailed things about chapters, those will get filled in. But basically, this is it. And for this class, it's fairly kind of set. We do this one day and then this one day. That is to say, days have a kind of familiar pattern to them where, we'll have a quiz over the reading material. If someone's going to present, we'll do that. Then we'll have discussion, and then we'll do practical application. That pattern kind of fits just about every class meeting. There are a few that are outside of that pattern. I know that can feel very boring, but hopefully it's not, because we're going to be talking about different stuff and doing different stuff, and then the exercises will be different. But the sort of set structure, that does actually stick to a kind of pattern. So hopefully that doesn't feel boring because we'll be doing different stuff. It should be just sort of a scaffold. We're going to be doing kind of the same agenda, basically every class meeting. These are a little quirky because I'm not going to be there. I'll be at a conference, so we'll be doing some out-of-class online stuff for those workshops. That's the gist of how the semester is going to go. That's the gist of how the website works. We'll return to this a bit on the first day, but the first day is not, hey, let's go over the syllabus. I expect you to do that on your own time because, you've watched this video, you know where it is, you know what to do. Go through these different parts, read, start thinking of questions because I'm going to ask you, what questions do you have? And so I'm expecting people to be passingly familiar with the policies of the course, how the calendar works, that kind of thing. And you can see the whole semester right there. That's it, all on one page. So that's the gist of how things work. As I say, Blackboard's really just for grades. We'll also do our quizzes through Blackboard because it gives you, well, it has a lot of advantages. It gives you your grade. It's individuated. I can provide feedback, those kinds of things. Oh, and it can also randomize quiz questions, which is fantastic for me. Sorry. So that's it with this video. If you have any questions, we'll talk about them on that first day. But you can, of course, always email me at any point with any questions, even before the semester begins. Otherwise, I look forward to doing this course. If you have any questions, you can contact me or come by my office hours or whatever. I look forward to it. I hope you do too. I hope you get something out of this. It's an interesting course. Style is an interesting thing because it can seem very, I don't know, abstract. But we're going to, dig into what do we mean by style? How does that tie to mechanical issues? What do we mean by, good and bad grammar, even though understanding that is situated, right? It's not objectively good or bad. It's given the situation, what's going to bring us closer to our purpose and what's going to maybe get us further away from it. All right, so it's an interesting topic. I hope you get something out of it too. I will see you folks on the first day. If you have any questions, shoot me an email or come into my office. All right, see ya.